bill, SB 1338, which would basically repeal the section of the law that Wagner put into effect some years ago. I don't need to remind you that in 2012, 74% of Virginians voted for a constitutional amendment to prohibit public entities like your county government condemning your property for private purposes. Unfortunately, they didn't fix this problem about private entities taking your property for private purposes. And that's what this bill would do. So you really need to thank Senator Hangers and Deeds for this bill. Now, let me tell you how it works down here, if you don't already know. And I hate to spread cynicism, but this General Assembly is owned lock, stock, and barrel by the Dominion of Virginia Power. Just about everything they want, they get.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And if I'm quoted as saying that, I probably won't be welcome in many of those offices, because it's not true. It's not true for every legislator, but it is true for most. And the way this works is, Dominion doesn't just give money to your legislator, they give money to the caucus. They give money to the Republican caucus and the Democratic Senate caucus, okay? And then they basically make sure that their people stay in line to do what they want, or they don't get money for their campaigns. That's the way it works around here. So when you talk to your legislator, you say unconditionally, I need your vote on this bill. And I'm going to be watching what you do on this bill, because you're going to get an ambiguous answer. Well, we'll take a look at it. Thank you for calling us. All that kind of stuff that they ordinarily give you in the way of a form letter. I'm pretty surprised that with all these conservative property rights advocates down there in the valley that represent you, okay, that there's not more people putting these bills in. Why is that? Why is that? You should ask them why they didn't co-sponsor these bills. Ask them why they didn't co-sponsor these bills.
We're on to them now.
Good. Good. They'll be polite. They'll say thank you. But you want to know why they're not on this bill, and you want to know why they didn't vote for this bill. That's what you want to know. Because there's no reason you can't get along just without the Wagner amendment. Okay? There's an existing process for them to survey property. It's what the electric utilities do, it's what the water lines do, and it's what non-interstate gas transmission lines do. So there's no reason to have this except to basically ramrod through pipelines to your property, which isn't right. So hang in there, keep fighting, and we've got this sheet. We can send it around electronically too. You can use it to contact your legislators, but you got to let them know unambiguously you demand their support. They have to support this bill. Because there's no reason at all they should be entering people's property without permission. If they believe in property rights, this, as somebody said earlier, even some of these conservative foundations that actually support the pipeline draw the line at entering your property without permission. That's just not right. Thank you so much. Keep fighting.